Welcome, Divine.
Thank you. Good to be here again.
Well, it's nice to have you. In fact, the last time you were up here in Radio Clyde, we were talking about your new record at that time, which was Love Reaction.
Oh, that was a while ago.
Well,
yeah,
sure,
quite a few since then, actually.
You have indeed. A lot has actually happened since then, and of course you've become a very regular visitor up to Scotland. I think you've been probably up here about 3 or 4 occasions since then.
I think 4 times, yeah.
4 times.
It's quite beautiful, and I love it. The people are very good, wonderful audiences to play to.
Outrageous
very
audiences.
Enthusiastic.
Right, okay. A lot of questions that I'm asked, just to change the subject slightly, is Divine really like, Divine the man, really like Divine the character?
Well, I hope not, or I'd be in prison somewhere, not sitting here talking to you.
Yes, because...
Or a mental hospital, one or the other.
There is actually...
Might end up there anyway.
You'll never end up in a mental hospital. Right, another question that a lot of people have asked, especially asked me to ask you, and that is, when you get your stage frocks, shall we call them, do you actually go into a shop and buy them, or do you have them specially
I don't think there's a store that sells those kind of dresses for that size lady, actually, Most women that weigh are 300 pounds. Is that stones here, too?
Yeah.
How many stones it would be with a big pile of them. No, I have them designed by a man in New York that's always designed my costumes. His name is Van Smith. And then there's a costume shop in New York that makes the clothes for a lot of the operas and the ballets and the circus. And,
circus?
You
mean to say you wear
elephants' costumes, too.
You wear a tent?
No, they make the costumes. The tutus the elephants wear. But they make mine. They're called Michael Johns. They do the costumes.
Right, because I somehow or other I just couldn't see you walking into C&A or Harrods and saying, I want to try on this dress.
Well, you can find me in Harrods quite a bit, but not in the dress department. Going along the racks, I have this one and this one. No.
Right. Going back even further, shall we say, at the very start of your career, what were you actually doing before you started in, shall we say, the entertainment business?
Oh, well, I started actually when I was still in high school, doing the films.
Oh, really?
And then I was a hair burner. I had...
a hair burner?
We call it in America.
What is a hair burner?
I was a hairstylist.
A hairstylist?
I had my own salon, and I did that for about 1.5 years, but it was more like being a psychiatrist than being a hairdresser, so I couldn't wait. I ran out of there screaming, and... I went to Provincetown, Massachusetts, which is like a summer resort town. I guess you compare it to Blackpool or Brighton, sort of, one of those places. And I ran a gourmet shop there. And then I had my own shop there called Divine Trash, where I sold secondhand clothing and things. It was quite popular in America at the time.
Secondhand clothing, Divine Trash.
And then...
maybe you should open a sort of chain of Divine Trash shops now and probably be very successful.
Well, we had 2 of them, one in Baltimore and one in Provincetown. The one in Baltimore lasted a bit longer than the one in Provincetown because Provincetown is only a summer resort town, so you had to open, and then close at the end of the season. And then I went out to the West Coast. I wanted to live out there. I lived in San Francisco and did a couple of live shows out there, musicals. And then I went down to Los Angeles, I remember, for Thanksgiving, and people were laying on the beach, and it was quite cold in San Francisco, and so I just never went back up. I stayed there, found a place to live, and ended up living there for 6 years in Santa Monica, which is on the beach. And then I could never get any work there, so I went back to New York, where I was offered a play by a man named Tom O'Horgan, who had done Jesus Christ Superstar and Lenny and Hair, I think was his most popular show that he directed. And he was very nice and still a very dear friend, even though I don't see him much anymore, but because I'm on the road all the time. And I just ended up living in New York for 6.5 years. Then I moved to Key West and
I was going to say that.
Lived there for 2 years, but actually about 3 months out of the 2 years because I was on the road.
Very interesting you mentioned Key West. In actual fact, there's a bar in Edinburgh which is actually called Key West.
Yeah.
Did you know that? No?
No, I didn't know that. I know
Useless
there's a Fire
information.
Island.
Yes.
Yes, we have a Fire Island in New York City,
Yes,
off the coast there.
I think we've heard of Fire Island of New York. Just like everyone, of course, has heard of Fire Island in Edinburgh.
I hope
Totally
so.
different ball game. Right, I think at this point we'll go back and play one of your Bobby Orlando-style records, Native Love.
Oh, okay, it's one of my favorites.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh, just before we play it, of all the records that you've recorded, would you say that Native Love is your favorite, or is there another one?
No, I think You Think You're a Man, actually.
Well, for obvious reasons, but we'll come to that a little later. This is Divine and Native Love.
Dance, rock, feel the heat. Rock your body to the native beat. Step by step, slowly relaxing. Step by step, come on. Well, here I am, I got the beat. I'm gonna rock to the rhythm of the body. Come on now, let's have big fun. Rock to the rhythm, let's get undone. Without a change, my teenage dream of love is on my mind. This native love is restless, and I'm just not satisfied. And I never get enough of that native love. Step by step, slowly relaxing. Step by step, come on. Step by step, slowly relaxing. Step by step, come on. My car is by Ferrari and my body's Jacqueline. My clothes are by Armani and my hair is by Elaine. Tiffany and Cartier are telling me the time. This native love is restless and I'm just not satisfied. And I never get enough of that native love. Dance, rock, feel the heat. Rock your body with the native beat. Dance, rock, feel the heat. Rock your body with the native beat. Say wow. What up, Clyde? What is? Say funk rock, jump rock. Say dance to the funk rock. Step by step, slowly relaxing. Step by step, come on. This native love is restless and I'm just not satisfied. This native love is restless and I'm just not satisfied. This native love is restless and I'm just not satisfied. Hey GQ man, here I stand for everyone to see. If I'm not your type, well that's alright, cause that don't matter to me. Got the rhythm and the rhyme, I'm right on time, I'm gonna blow your mind. This native love is restless and I'm just not satisfied. This native love is restless and I'm just not satisfied. Step by step, slowly relaxing. Step by step, come on. Step by step, slowly relaxing. Step by step, come on. Step by step, slowly relaxing. Step by step, come on.